Severe aortic stenosis using guidelines is what you already know well, which is the three criteria of a peak velocity greater than or equal to 4 meters per second, a mean gradient of greater than or equal to 40 millimeters of mercury, and/or an aortic valve area less than or equal to 1.0 square centimeters using the continuity equation. So that's the guidelines, and obviously there's more to making an assessment in guidelines than that. But what the artificial intelligence does, as mentioned in the previous videos, it takes all echocardiographic measurements performed, which includes the aortic valve gradient measurements that were done at the transthoracic echo, plus all of the other measurements, and then provides an overall phenotype. There are three groups. There's the high probability, which is the high risk phenotype. There's the medium probability, which is the medium risk phenotype. And there's the low probability, which is also the low risk phenotype. So the high risk or high probability phenotype is a little different from severe aortic stenosis that's used in the traditional clinical practice guidelines, but does include the guidelines. So those patients can be in that are high risk can be in either two groups. They can either be high probability, high risk inside of clinical practice guidelines, or high risk, high probability, and outside of clinical practice guidelines. Those who are outside clinical practice guidelines are still high risk and still need to be further evaluated and monitored, but they haven't yet met clinical practice guidelines. And this is really just a key difference between the two pieces of software within the EchoSolv package.